Hello everybody, and welcome back to Dramatical Murder Reconnect. Oh, okay. So, before we begin, I'm gonna, let's see, what was it? Is it called housekeeping? Is that what it's called? Is that what this is called? It's not really housekeeping to me though. It's mostly just updates. That's why I'm like, I don't think this is housekeeping, but we're gonna talk about it. So, I should have more time now. I should have more time now because now that I've kind of settled in a little bit with my 2 jobs, I can ease up on the door dashing because also I'm very tired. I barely have enough time to do anything and it's making me crazy. So I should have more time. I am a bit tired because I've been doing it so much, so I have been trying to get some rest. Even though like I've been trying to like sit down and record, I've just been so tired. But I had been without my ADHD medication for a while because I just couldn't afford it. So I'm back on it now. I can tell the difference already. Whenever I'm not on it, like I can tell the difference when I get back on it. Yeah, I couldn't afford it, and my other medication is more important, so I prioritized the other medication and then just tried to like tough it out for a bit while I was waiting for my other check to come in so I could get the ADHD medication. It's a lot. So that also meant I was exponentially more tired than I usually am regularly. I'm a tired person. Like, I feel like that's just my state of being. Even when, like, I feel, like, okay, I'm still, like, tired. So, I think I've talked about this before. But, yeah, I fatigue really easily. And sometimes I don't realize it. So, yeah, I feel like I've talked about this, but it's always good to, like, refresh everybody, because there's some people who are newer to me too. I have been getting a lot of newer viewers too, which thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. So yeah, so the schedule is gonna be a little disjointed. I will try to do Monday for the rest of Dramatical Murder. I'm gonna try really hard. It all just depends. You know, I wish I had, like, what do you call it? I wish I had, like, what is it called? A mental health condition that, like, was a little more, what is it called? A little more, rigid? Is that the word? Like, a little more rigid, but instead I have a mental illness that's, like a gotcha machine, you know? Like, it's just like, is it today? Is today the day that I, hop on the pogo stick and I pogo stick for 50 miles? Or is today the day that I finally sit down and start the junk journal that I have been opening and not starting for like a month? Like, you know, it's like, I'm just like, so what's the activity today? That's what it is. Or what is the non-activity, you know? What if the non-activity is just me like sitting in my chair drinking ginger ale and crying over the Yu-Gi-Oh 25th anniversary? Like, you know, I mean, what could it be? Anyway, sorry. All that to say that even if it's not on a consistent day, I should be able to get the rest of Reconnect out weekly. And I hope I can do that. I would like to do that. Just so you know, I'm in no rush to move. I'm in no rush to, what do you call it? Sorry. I am in no rush to like speed through Dramatical Murder. But again, like I mentioned before, I also don't like keeping people waiting. You know, I just feel bad about it. So anyway, we're gonna continue today with Noiz's route. And I did finish the Kojaku, the other choice. So now I have Kojaku's little guy here. So yo, this is kind of embarrassing. Yeah, Kojaku's embarrassing, but I love him. So yeah, last episode we finished up with Kojaku, and today we'll finish up with Noiz. I might just quickly do the other choice too, so that we could see Noiz at the end of the video too, but I'll just do that off camera. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Let's begin. What was the... Oh, okay. Because, you know, each one has an icon, and I forgot. I was just like, what's Noiz's icon? I'm like, oh, it's his bunny. I'm like, I'm done. Okay, bad route we go. Noiz has like 2 bad routes-ish. Yeah. Do you want to feel even better? No. No. Do you want to give up? No. Do you want to rest? A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Do you want to sleep? A little bit. Can I not wake up? Oh my gosh, sleep paralysis is scary though. I don't think I've experienced sleep paralysis, but I've experienced where it's like, where you like wake up and it's like, okay, this is gonna sound like you're like, that's sleep paralysis, but it's not like severe sleep paralysis. I feel like is one thing, but it's like sometimes you wake up and you're just like, you're like breathing heavy and you're just like, oh, like you woke up from a stressful dream and you're like, oh, I can't, like, you're so stressed out that like you can't move or whatever, which again does sound like sleep paralysis, but it's not like the whole shebang where it's like you can't fully move. It's just like you're kind of like in shock, you know. That stuff is scary. So sorry. Also, sorry, I didn't mention it, but I am suffering from allergies, so I'm congested, and I'm pretty sure I was just like a tad bit sick, but it definitely was like rooted from allergies too. So I'm trying to get over this. Oh, I'm so sick. I'm so sick of it. Sorry, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of the congestion. I'm pounding back vitamins and stuff. So can I stop trying? Ooh, the fade. Can I stop now? Poor Noiz. I don't understand pain. Maybe I was paralyzed, but for whatever reason, I don't have a sense of pain. It's the condition. It's the condition where you don't feel pain, right? Yeah. Because I don't know physical pain. I can't even imagine emotional pain. It was just me. Because of that reality, I just didn't care. But it always seemed to be a problem for everyone else around me. Oh yeah, I guess that would be where it's just like, why can't you just be normal? That's always the thing, right? Why can't you just be normal and be like us? And it's like, well, he has a condition. You know? When was it that I realized I couldn't feel pain? I don't remember. My parents were always more strict than anything else, and that just made me lash out as a kid. I don't know if it was because of that, but even if my knees were roughed up, I just wiped off the blood and showed it to my mother, smiling. I thought the red stuff on my knees looked cool. When my mother saw it, she stiffened up and stopped me in a panic. The look on her face made me terribly happy. Maybe because I saw my mother, who was usually stern and emotionless, look frazzled. I was also sorry I'm pausing, but I don't know if I talked about this, but I thought this whole time that like Noiz was just white, but I have been informed that he's Asian. Like I was like I thought Noiz was just white, because because Mink is definitely not Asian. So hold on, I'm gonna double check here before we continue. I'm sorry, I'm breaking the immersion. Because I will not be or was I right? Maybe he was not Asian. What is the truth? Oh yeah, he's 1/4 Japanese. Okay, so he is Asian. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because I was just like, I feel like I've lied to myself this whole time, you know? So that explains a lot of things too. You know, it explains the cultural background a bit. Like, even though he is mostly German, there's still some cultural things there that bring up some of these problems. So, excuse me. Let's continue. I just had to clear that up. Okay. There's also a time when I broke my leg after carelessly falling down the stairs. But it didn't hurt, so I just walked home like that. Ooh. Only noticed it much later, so it took longer to recover. I broke my finger when I got into a fight once. I became disfigured because I left it alone. There weren't any special injuries other than those, and my left hand was just a little inconvenient. My parents had noticed something was wrong and took me to the hospital, but they weren't able to find out what it was. They didn't know how to fix it either, so my parents were unhappily not able to do anything about me. Because I didn't understand pain, I couldn't understand the pain of others. So I didn't know how to simply play around when fighting. Whenever my playmate would cry, I could never understand why. An adult would always come by to protect the other kid and tell me this. Apologize, I don't mind playing around, but you can't hit so hard that they cry. Strong enough to cry. How strong is that? I could never figure out how much it was. Before I knew it, I became some punk that picked fights all the time. I've never lost once, because I had no fear of hitting people or being hit back. Normally, when people are hit... Oh! I'm so sorry. I made this mistake last time. I didn't fix the screen for you guys, and I felt bad because it was blocking stuff, so... Okay, there we go. Sorry. It hurts when you get hit, and they could imagine how much pain their opponent was in. That had nothing to do with me since I didn't know pain. Since I didn't hurt when I was hit, I couldn't understand my opponent's pain either. At first, I thought fighting and playing were the same thing. When I saw kids crying in pain, I wondered why they cried about something so small. But as I fought, I noticed the clear hostility in my opponent's eyes. Not everyone is playing around. I'm terrible. It was a shock. I didn't know I was hated, and I thought like a child. What do I have to do to get along with everyone? There were times that I asked myself that. There were times that I declined fights, thinking that it'd be better if I stopped picking fights too. But as I kept fighting, my sense of guilt faded away. Yeah, the coping mechanism. I kept wanting to say copium. It's not copium. If it's going to be like this, then I might as well make it the same for them. Even if I'm hated, why do I have to suffer over it? When I thought that everyone around was afraid of me, Not just other people, my parents as well. My parents were always the type to hold pride in their status, and I think they had a terrible time when I just kept causing problems. Yeah, because he has a rich family, right? Yeah. Only my younger brother was worried for me, but my parents never let him get close to me. That's crazy. Every time I hear that, where it's just like, oh, like, you have a sibling that cares, and so the other parent, like, the family will be like, nah, don't talk to him. You live in the same house. You know, like, that's crazy. Like, you know, how do you... I guess if you live in a big house, you could be like, he lives on the right side of the manor and we live on the left side or something. I don't know. Crazy. My brother and I were different because he understood pain. When I got my teeth knocked out in this one fight, I don't even remember. My parents dragged me by the arm and brought me into this room. It was different from my old room. It was perfect with a full bathroom, a simple kitchen, and a fridge. Yeah, see? They were just like, okay, we live in a mansion, so now you're just gonna be living in this place. This side of the house. My house was huge, so my parents seemed to have renovated one of the empty rooms for me. That room became my castle. I wasn't allowed to take one step outside of it, and I spent most of my childhood there. When I was locked up in there, I screamed and pounded on my door. But hold on, sorry. This is a hotel door, like a hotel doorknob. They had like a hotel doorknob installed that locked on the inside. That's crazy. No matter how long I waited, that door was never opened. A maid always brought oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. A maid always brought in food and all sorts of stuff, pushing it through a small locked opening at the bottom of my door. I was treated like a prisoner, even though I was family. I cried and screamed, hoping for someone to save me. I thrashed around until I hurt myself, and then I cried even more. I spent days like that, and then crouched down exhausted. I thought this: even if I scream, no one will come to save me. Even if I'm hurt, no one will care. So, I have to live on my own. No, I'll live even if I am alone. That's what I thought. And then that became reality. If I lived by myself, I wouldn't need anyone else. My life or death wouldn't matter to anyone else, and other people's deaths wouldn't matter to me either. The fact that it was just part of life became obvious for me, and then the reality of everything around me dimmed. Whatever their hair looked like, their face looked like, or what they wore, everyone was the same. They were all like dolls to me. I didn't care, and I didn't need to. But I honestly knew who the weirdest one of them all was. Myself! Oh, it was! I thought he was gonna say Olva. It was me. Something forced out of this world. Nothing could change nothing would change whether I was there or not. Living on my own was the same as being here, but at the same time it wasn't. Even beyond pain, most of the sensation on my skin is dulled. The only thing I can feel with is my tongue. Maybe it was a coincidence, but for some reason I could only feel those unknown sensations when I bit and twisted my tongue. When I got into body piercings, the only one that hurt was my tongue. When I got it, I thought, so that's what pain is like. So when I got my tongue pierced, the weird sensation felt even more livid. But I soon got used to it. As I thought, I didn't understand pain that well. Soon, I thought that sensation was different from any other. And to me, rhyme was something that gave me a false sensation of pain. When I took damage in rhyme, there was the illusion of my body being hurt and the pain along with it. It was a groundbreaking system, and it felt bizarre the first time, just like when I got my tongue pierced. I thought that was what pain was like. But no matter how I hurt, it felt fake in the end. With that thought stuck in the corner of my brain, I sneered at my cold self. But I still kept playing, as it was the one place that I was able to know pain. I was undefeated in both real fights and in rhyme. It was probably because I wasn't afraid of pain. No matter what disadvantage I was at, I was always able to stay calm and counterattack. I would lose if I knew pain, so it wasn't really necessary, was it? What was so special about it? You don't need pain. That's what I thought. And then someone came along that made me feel the pain of losing. That was Aoba. When I was into rhyme, I fished around for some info on some interesting players from the past. I didn't think they'd have been all that strong, so I just looked around a little. And I found a guy who was undefeated, like me. Sly Blue. He wasn't into rhyme when I found him, but I was awfully interested. I wanted to fight someone strong like him. While I was looking for Sly Blue, I ran into Aoba, and then I challenged him into a fight. Not formally, but in an unofficial sudden death way. In a deathmatch sort of way? This time it is such an honor. It was a crushing defeat. It was impossible. I'd never lost a match in rhyme. It was obvious that I'd win. So I lost. One time too many. When I realized that, my chest was pounding and my neck was unbearably hot. The humiliation of losing hit me. Thinking back, that was pain. I'm feeling emotions I've never felt before. The one place I could feel pain was in rhyme. I never tasted defeat in rhyme before. What pain was I really looking for? No, it wasn't. Or it shouldn't have been. I was living without it, even if no one came to save me. But honestly, in the beginning, when I was a kid, all my friends quickly grew to hate me, so I hated not being able to feel pain. When I was locked in that room, I couldn't help but feel miserable. If I could feel pain, would that have never happened? I went crazy thinking about it, over and over. If I could feel pain, but it was something I could never feel, no matter how much I wished for it. I want to know what pain is. I somehow pushed that desire down and looked away. That's how I've lived. Living without knowing pain. Even though I lived like that. He. Aoba destroyed the walls in my heart. Destroy the walls in my heart. Okay. Aoba destroyed the walls in my heart with his scrap. There may be only one thing that I can teach you. Maybe the fact that this world is not so bad as you think it is. He said something that I didn't understand the meaning of. When I heard those words, something stirred in my chest. I wasn't able to tell what that was. It was warm and bright. Hope. I had forgotten what that was a long time ago. Something so dumb. Because of him, Do you want to feel even better? Do you want to give up? Do you want to rest? Do you want to sleep? Can I not wake up? Can I stop trying? Can I stop now? My heart was ruined after living alone. When the reality hit me, I wasn't able to say what I really wanted. What I really wanted was the pain that I should have had. And then to be in pain, to push too far, to be worried about. The one who tied me to this world was him. I have never had someone that did something for me. Everyone always sucked up to me for my property, my wealth, or my status. I was terrified that he might have been the same way. He pushed his way into my space, the one where I was enclosed by black walls. He pushed into my heart. He pushed into my heart. Alba. With a sharp pain running through my body, I open my eyes. Ow. Pain stings again when I budge to look around. I didn't realize where it hurt before, but now it's my back. It's pitch black all around, like I'm asleep. When I try to move again, I notice something warm clinging to me. I flinch when I see soft hair at the base of my neck. Is this... maybe... I stare into the thing clinging to me, as I thought.
Oh, please.
Noiz is holding me from the front. I feel a breath on my neck as if he's responding to me. Neither he nor I are wearing anything. This is probably not reality. This is the same room that I entered in Scrap, which means my Scrap failed. Noiz fidgets, holding my body. Ooh! I grimace at the pain slicing down my arm. When I look to see what happened, there's blood spilling from my arm like my skin had been torn apart. Why, all of a sudden? Were these wounds here before? No, but... Feeling strangely uneasy, I look to Noiz. When I look into his face in the dark, I feel a chill. Sorry, I'm sorry, the immersion. Sorry, I just, pause for a second. I've been rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh! And I watched the 25th anniversary special, and so they were making fun of, like, the characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! That, like, go crazy and just start, like, laughing maniacally, and so that's that's what it made me think of. Like those ones. So that's what I thought of it, so I started laughing. So sorry. Back to it. I'm refocusing. I promise. I'm in it. Noiz laughs, looking down as he says it. Ouch. He definitely just said it hurt. But doesn't Noiz not feel pain?
Noiz!
Oh, this is it? Okay, so, sorry. I remember this ending. But I forgot that, like, some bad endings, Aoba is, like, not how he was with Kojaku. I don't know why I forgot that. Because, like, in Kojaku's ending, it's like Aoba is, like, taken over by the other Aoba. And so, like, for some reason, I was like, oh, yeah, majority of the endings, he's like that. I was like, wait, that's not true. I was like, that's not true at all. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's, like, only Kojaku's ending now when I think about it. I was like, why did I think that? So, because I thought here something similar would happen, and then I was like, wait, no, that's not what happened. Because Aoba is still blue. So I was like, oh, never mind. Okay. As I speak, I grab Noiz's shoulder to look him in the eye. He suddenly frowns. I didn't mean to grip so hard, and I automatically apologize. My eyes widen when I look at him again. This CG, like, is scary. Like, not scary. What are the words I want to say? I'm so sorry. The CG, like, the ending CG they had before, like, in the original, it's like when I think about it, it's scary. Because then I imagine it happening to me, right? So it's like ee, you know, it's like a little ee. His body's covered in wounds like he had been sliced by a knife all over. They look like the wounds on my arm. When I look down on my own body, there are wounds all over, just like Noiz's. While I'm confused about the entire experience, Noiz brings his face to mine. His eyes directly in front of me capture mine. Ooh, they use a pencil blush. I didn't notice that. Well, I knew that they used some kind of like pencil-y thing, but I didn't realize how pencil-y it was, you know. Pencil brushy it was. Because if you can see, sorry, I'm getting nerdy. If you look at Noiz's shoulder here, like you can see that the pencil line is a little transparent. And that it's like, so since it's brown and the color is there, it just looks cool. Sorry, it just looks cool. That's why I'm like, ooh. It feels like I'm sinking into the darkness like mud. He's looking my way, but not at me. A thin smile rises to Noiz's lips, without his usual sharpness to it. A terrible premonition grabs at me then.
Noiz.
He weakly laughs and then puts his lips onto mine. I pull back in surprise, my lips stinging with pain. I taste where he touched with my tongue. It tastes like blood. My lip is slit. But how? He didn't bite down. He just touched it and... He begs more than asks, and then wraps his arms around my head to pull me closer. It's like something sliced through the back of my head, right where Noiz is touching me. No. Good. I take an anxious and painful breath and reach out towards Noiz's arm with my fingertips. With a terrible premonition and shaking fingers, I touch his arm. I don't think I have to censor this part. But if it gets any bloodier, I probably do. Right. Just like I thought. A single red slit appears where I had touched, almost like it's aware. The skin splits on its own and blood gushes outwards. Dread sweeps onto me and tears up my chest. We hurt each other wherever we touch. I don't know why, but that's how it is. This isn't reality. This is inside Noiz's mind. And that means this is how Noiz wanted it. He has no sense of pain, but he definitely said it hurt when I had touched him. Which means that he can feel pain in here. Is it because he wanted pain? But still, this phenomenon...
Noiz, どうして?
Noiz violently pulls me over and kisses my lips, interrupting me. He's like drunk on pain, like the adrenaline of pain, right? I try to pull back and pain like knives in my mouth overcome me. The back of my head being held hurts too, and I push him away in a panic. Ooh! Noiz groans when wounds form on the places my hand and arm touch. When I jerk my hand back, Noiz pulls me back into him. The pain spreads from my back and arms, and shrieks pour from my lips as he pushes us together. It hurts for him too, so why? No, Noiz didn't even know pain before this, so it should hurt for him 100 times more than me. But I bear the pain and pull my lips away, and then look at his face. Noiz, He's laughing while frowning in pain. He looks like he's in so much pain, but to me, he looks peaceful somehow.
これが痛み。ノイズ。
Noiz holds my head in his hands again and forces a kiss. His hands slowly creep down from my chest to my abdomen as we kiss. His hands are slow and careful, but the skin beneath them still tears apart. The sound of it ripping resounds. The sound of the blood seeping out resounds. But it wasn't just the pain. Noiz's kiss is tearing my mouth to shreds, filling it with blood instead of saliva. The blood brims over and trickles down. A thick scent of iron reaches my nose. But his mouth is fine. Sorry, I'm just like, wait a second. What about him?
ずっと
Sorry, I clicked it too fast, sorry. He pulls out his sharpened tongue and whispers into my ear.
ずっとこれが知りたかった。あ、ノイズ。やめろ。ノイズ。
Noiz brings his fingers to the cuts on my chest and abdomen again. He runs over the swelling, soft, red flesh and sticks his finger into a cut. His fingers pry into the exposed flesh, piercing it, pushing it apart. Ooh, the noises. Ooh. New blood and gruesome pain seeps from the inside out with a scorching heat. Noiz licks the tears pouring from my eyes from the unbearable agony. More wounds form, the blood and tears mixing as they stream down my cheeks. Noiz takes my hand and brings it to his own chest. I can't tell at this point whether the wounds on his chest hurt him or not.
触って。嫌だ。ノイズ。手離せ。
It's hurting me, but for Noiz too. Noiz pulls my reluctant hand, bringing on more tears and even more pain. As I succumb to the pain, Noiz pushes my fingers into his chest. Rip, another tear. Just like that. Noiz slowly pushes my fingers in, submerging them in his wounds.
Noiz!
He lets out a pleased sigh while his face warps into a frown. My sunken fingers are covered in lukewarm blood, seeping into the tender flesh below. It's a texture I can't describe. A chill runs down my spine.
Noiz!
Ooh, I'm trying not to get all chilly about it, but... I shake off Noiz's grip and tear my fingers out of his chest. I shiver. The feeling of it still lingers on my fingers. It was warm and tender. Noiz, covered in blood, brings his forehead to my cheek with a blissful expression. He didn't care about the trivial wounds he sustained with each touch.
この痛みを感じてるんだ。同じ痛みを感じることができて嬉しい。
He says with a husky voice and then touches my thigh. He pushes my leg out. This position. I'm frozen. Not from the pain in my thigh, but from the dread of knowing what Noiz is planning to do.
それは
My voice shakes, making my words fumble. I hold Noiz with all the power I have left. Tightly, with all my feelings that wouldn't go through. I can't tell if my eyes are open or closed anymore. Our breaths shallow, wallowing in agony, we hold each other. If Noiz wants me and pain more than reality, I want to at least let him indulge in it. We won't die. This isn't reality. So, even if just a little, if Noiz says that he's satisfied with me being here,
Noiz.
Neither gasping nor screaming, a frail sob spills from my lips.
Aoba.
Noiz, dripping with blood, moves inside of me, as if to say he wants to be here, that he's at ease. So I hold his head to my chest, engulfed by the scent of iron and the warmth of life. Ooh. It's so scary when like it gets smaller, the window.
俺は幸せだよ。
One of my favorite words. 幸せ.
青葉。
I think I definitely have to censor this. Whatever you guys, I don't know what you guys are seeing that I'm gonna put to censor that, but I definitely have to censor that because the cuts are like open. Ooh, I'm so sorry that I hit the microphone. Ooh, whew. Noiz always gets me. Noiz always gets me. So yeah. What thoughts do I have? I'm just like, thoughts. Well, in this scenario, there's like, Aoba basically like gives up. Like, because in Kojaku's route, or in his bad ending, Aoba is taken over, but he's still there. And Kojaku is the one, like, Aoba is still trying in the bad ending, like, to make it through to Kojaku, and Kojaku can hear him. I think the implication is that eventually, like, I keep saying the other Aoba, the white Aoba will eventually, like, push down Aoba, but there's still some semblance of hope there. But in Noiz's route, in his little bad ending, Aoba gives up. Aoba's like, and it's like, it's even like scarier because like that window that was open, it just like closes and closes and closes and closes until it's like, oh, so we're just gonna be here forever now. And that's where it's scary because it's like, oh, so Aoba's not trying anymore. Aoba's like, okay, like, we'll just do this. And that's crazy. That's mad crazy. So, yeah. Ooh, I love that. Sorry, it's like all the little gushy sounds. I was like, can I put that on YouTube? I'm like, that's fine, right? Is that too gory? I don't think so. Like, I think it's more like if it was like slicey, I guess. Like if it was more like the noise was more cutting, I guess I couldn't put it up. But just like a little gush. Sorry, that sounds so good. Sorry, I'm so sorry if I'm grossing you guys out. I'm not too bad at it. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen Frankenstein, but like, the new Frankenstein movie by Guillermo del Toro, but like, they're cutting body parts and stuff, but like, whenever they're like cutting, I'm just like, like not like a, what is it? Not like, ooh, I like it, but it's just like, you know, like a, I have a friend who gets a little queasy though, like they get a little queasy with it, but yeah, that's how Noiz makes me feel, because like Noiz, he because his whole thing is that like he can't feel pain and stuff. It's like, so like he talked about, he's like, yeah, I like fought somebody and I broke my finger and it's disfigured because of it, and I'm like, ew. So it's kind of like all the body stuff, you know. Noiz kind of has all the body stuff. Well, body, he would have the kind of body horror kind of stuff because it has to do with pain and all that. So anyway, yeah, I forget how insightful Reconnect is. I always forget, because I knew that it was like POV of them at one point, and then I forgot. And then when Kojaku started, I was like, oh, that's right. Like, you get their POV, and then you get Aoba's POV, and I'm like, oh, that's right. So, okay. I think that's all I have to say for the bad ending. Yeah, it's, yeah, Noiz's band ending is like more hopeless than Kojaku's, because Kojaku's at least like there's something, you know, like there's like a sliver of hope, whereas like in Noiz's it's like, no, the door is closed, it's dark, the light is gone, this is it. Like, it's like, so that always gets me, because I'm just like, oh, you know. So okay, let's go. Alright. Let's see how much of this I remember. I don't think I've read this one at all. I'm pretty sure I read like a summary of it, so we're gonna see. Maybe miraculously I did read this. I don't know. We can't trust my memory, you know? We can't trust her. Okay. After Oval Tower was destroyed and all of its functions in Platinum Jail came to a halt, Noiz was admitted to the hospital for his injuries from protecting me, and I visited him every day to take care of him. Okay, 1 second. Sorry, you might hear like, I'm gonna move the mic a little bit. I'm just like, you're gonna hear some of the movement. Okay. At first, Noiz couldn't move at all, but as the days passed, things were starting to look up and he was discharged with no problems. Noiz had regained sensation in his body. His lack of pain just seemed like something he'd been born with, but his astounding recovery had the doctors tilt their heads in wonder. I'm guessing it was some sort of side effect from when I used scrap on his mind. Or maybe it didn't have anything at all to do with Noiz opening his heart to me. Anyway, Noiz's recovery went really smoothly. But just before he was discharged, we ended up trying all sorts of things whenever I visited. Man, it must be nice to be so young. Really. Why are you acting like... Oh, but acts like he's like a 60-year-old man. Like... Just because Noiz is like a little younger than him, he's like, ought to be so young. You're not 60. Like 25. How old is Alba? Hold on. Sorry, wait, before I continue, I need to clock Alba. Hold on. Alba age. Yeah, Alba, you're only 23. What's wrong with you? Oh. Yeah, you're not. Just because Noiz is not over 20. So he is a youngin, and I am 60 years old. Sorry. It's so funny. I try to visit every day, so it's not like this was some sort of pent-up frustration. But for one reason or another, it was like something flipped a switch inside him, and he'd want to do it all of a sudden. But I could never tell when or where said switch would flip on, so I was always a bit on edge. I think this was 3 days before he was discharged. Are we already gonna get down to it? Okay. Okay.
あんまり声出すと廊下にいるやつが気づくかもな。
Okay, the censorship coming up. Okay. You are gonna hear none of that. You're gonna hear none of that. You're gonna hear none of that. Or maybe you will. Maybe I'll get through the censorship. I don't know. And sometimes he'd suddenly kiss me while he was eating or feed me mouth to mouth. Noiz didn't seem to find any of that gross like a normal person might, though. What do you mean like a normal person would? What do you mean? Like, that stuff couples do. Not... Sorry. He's like... Normally you're not finding that gross like a normal person might, though. I'm like, yeah, but when you're a couple, like, you kind of do, like, gross couple stuff. You know? So I was like, ew, gross couple stuff. Sorry, Alba's really funny. Alba's so funny. When it comes to, hold on a second. Okay. When it comes to Kojaku, it's a man. He's a man. And then with Noiz, it's like, he's a youngin. Sorry. Alba is like a comedian to me. Like, he's so funny. Now this is coming from me, but he seemed to be fine with just about anything if he was doing it with me. And then I found out something while I was taking care of him. Noiz's ring and little fingers on his left hand were ever so slightly bent. He'd broken them as a kid apparently, and they never healed right. When I heard the story and took a closer look at them, they were definitely bent. Must have been annoying. But he hides it so well. One wouldn't really notice it normally. Kind of pains me to see Noiz talk about stuff like that with a careless expression of his. I remembered the bit of Noiz's past I touched on when I scrapped him. Back when Noiz was a kid, there wasn't anyone to treat his wounds or take him to the hospital. When I thought about it, I just instinctively held Noiz's left hand. Noiz just looked at me like, what? What? That's very Noiz. Very Noiz of Noiz. When Noiz was discharged, we fought in rhyme like we promised. we played Smash with my bro. When I was discharged, I smashed my bro. I ended up winning, and Noiz disappeared. It'd been over 3 months, and I hadn't heard a word from him. I couldn't dig up any information on him either. I searched and searched and searched. I didn't care if I couldn't see him again. I just wanted to know if he was alright. Also, I just want to... Okay. Noiz bold for that. First of all, Noiz is bold for that. A normal person would be like, I'm moving on, right? In Ren's case, like the case with Ren, that's like a... It's like... You thought... Essentially, all but thought like Ren was dead. For the most part. But for Noiz, he's like, okay, I'm healed, I'm out of the hospital, we're gonna have a rhyme match, and I'm gonna disappear. Oh! These men are so funny. A normal person would literally be like, we're not dating anymore. Like, you didn't talk to me for like a bajillion years. Like, you didn't say nothing. I tried looking for you. Nah. So, anyway, but this is BL. It do be different, I guess, you know. Sorry. But for whatever reason, I couldn't find out where he was. I started to consider giving up. We might never see each other again, but I'm sure he's doing fine somewhere. I forced myself to believe it. And then one day, he just appeared before me again.
Yo.
There he is.
あんた相変わらずここにいるんだな。それと相変わらずのひでえ顔。
I was so shocked I thought my heart might stop. I was wondering if I was dreaming. He was wearing a suit and told me that he got a bunch of stuff sorted out and that he had come to see me. He... Okay, chill. They're showing all his CG... Well, not all his CGs, but they're showing his CGs and stuff. I'm like, did they show Kojaku's CGs? See, again, this is how much I'm like, my memory's so bad. I'm sorry. He picked me up right in the middle of the shop, right in front of Haga-san and those stupid brats and everything. I love her expression. The I forgot her name. The little girl. Oh, I'm so bad. My memory's so bad. As Noiz goes to walk out of the shop with me in his arms, I reach out and grab my bag off the floor with Ren in it. I almost drop Ren, so I hug him tight. I struggle and flail, but Noiz pays me no mind and calmly walks out into the street with me.
Oi, Noiz! Nani? Nani じゃねえよ。おろせよ。
By the time I get a chance to say anything, Haga-san and the brats are already a ways in the distance. Man, everyone saw this ridiculous scene. It was so embarrassing. How am I supposed to go to work tomorrow? And I mean, what's wrong with you? Walking down the street like this in plain view. Okay, that's so funny because he's like... I was like, how can I go to work tomorrow? It's so embarrassing. And I'm like... This dude, this boss, like, his boss literally is like a family member. And also, why would you be embarrassed in front of the children? Like, the children aren't gonna do anything. Sorry, Alba's so funny. I'll just die if we run into anyone else I know. I don't want to be Princess Carried. I don't want to be Princess Carried. Also, Noiz without piercings always like, what do you call it? Makes me like, what's the word? It makes me like, makes me feel like Sora in Kingdom Hearts when he's like falling backwards into the water. I was like, oh! I'm like, who are you? Huh? Somehow it seems like this already ludicrous situation has gotten even crazier. I stare at Noiz. Yeah? So. Yeah. Yeah? Did he say no instead of house? Or is that... Because he is not house. Anyway, sorry. Okay. I shouldn't be questioning this because this translation's a little different. So I'm just like, okay. Like, you know, but who knows? The choices here I'm gonna question less, if that makes sense. Whose house? Who else's house? Oh, I see. We're going to my house. Wait a second. No. Why is he afraid? His grandma. I don't understand what's going on at all. Not integrity. Integrity. Oh, right. So since he's taking me away to Germany, he wants to do the whole asking for my hand thing. I mean, that's not totally off the mark, but I guess it's close enough. I didn't think integrity of this sort was something young people valued these days, though. Why are what are you talking? I am going insane. Alba's making me crazy. He's making me like I feel crazy. I didn't think young people valued this stuff. What do you mean? I'm not gonna stop laughing. I don't know why he's talking like this. This dialogue is so funny. But this is kinda weird. It seems like I'm just going to get more flustered the more I think about it, so I force my way out of Noiz's arms. I've got to get this situation sorted before it becomes totally out of hand. Once my feet hit the ground and I catch my breath, I slip the bag I'd cram Ren into off my shoulder. I escape Noiz's grasp, but he just stands there looking at me like nothing's up. What is the point, Alba? Okay. Speak to me then. Noiz smirks. He really hasn't changed a single bit. Right. Going to my place, meeting my family. I had forgotten about that for a second. What am I gonna do? Meeting my family would basically mean Granny, right? Just going like, I'm taking him to Germany won't make any sense and we'll have to explain, right? Probably. So wait, I guess that means Noiz and I are in that kind of relationship. See that one? See, this is why it's so funny. Like, Alba's just like, dang, kids these days. And I'm like, Alba, so what did you think you and Noiz were? Like, you know, we're just bro. That's what I feel. So like, we did stuff. Yeah. We did that kind of stuff, yeah. I was like sad when he left and I was looking for him a lot, yeah. Oh, he came back and he's like, he wants to take me back to Germany. So we're in that kind of relationship. And I'm like, oh, listen, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Oh, I'm not gonna stop laughing. Sorry. These guys are so funny. DMMD boys are funny. This is like one of those things you see on TV with the may I have your daughter's hand in marriage stuff. Whoa. Embarrassment aside, isn't it too fantastical to even imagine? The idea of leaving the island all of a sudden doesn't even feel real. I've lived here my whole life. Midorajima is my whole world. Everyone I love is here. I think it'll take more courage than I thought to leave this place. I really don't know what to do. When I look at Noiz again, he gives me a "what do you want to do" look. This sounds crazy coming from me, but that face he's making makes it look like it's definitely not a joke. Was this unusual seriousness part of the integrity thing too? I mean, I guess the two of us talking to Granny is going to be unavoidable if I want to be with Noiz from now on. Leave the island and go be with Noiz. Doesn't sound so bad. Yeah.
わかった。
行く?
ああ。
The second Noiz sees me nod, he starts walking. But I guess I am nervous about talking to Granny after all. I feel like I'm walking stiffly as I follow after Noiz when Ren peeks out of the bag.
青葉大丈夫か?
ああ。まあ、なんとか。
Something's going on, Ren. There's no turning back now. Whatever happens, happens. If Granny shows signs of disapproval, I'll just have to explain it properly to make her understand. With renewed resolve, I head to my house with Noiz. That is so funny because Aoba like fights him the whole time and then he's like, well, I guess if I'm going to Germany, I just go and explain to her why. Oh, okay. Deutsch? Granny sits at the dinner table, her mouth hanging open as she reacts to Noiz's words as if she'd never heard them before in her life. Noiz sits across from her, nodding as he looks her in the eye. Granny just stares at Noiz blankly, her mouth still open. It's like walking on eggshells. I tense up as I sit next to Noiz. I'm starting to sweat. My throat is dry. I feel like every time I swallow, the sound must be deafening. I've never been so nervous in my life. When I glance over to Noiz, he looks calm as ever. Does he ever get nervous or anxious?
Deutsch ってあのドイツかい?
Like the country. Granny finally says after she takes a sip of her tea.
そうだけど。
行くのは別に構わないけどね。わざわざ私に許可を取らなくったっていいだろう。
She's like, oh, be free. Be free, be gay.
一時的な旅行って意味じゃない。ずっとだ。
He's a permanent, yeah.
ずっと? どういうことだい? 永住ってことかい?
Did he not explain that he's like, yo, I want to, like, I'm proposing to Oba?
ああ。俺と一緒に。
Granny seems taken aback. It gives me chills from my seat. After all that stuff in Platinum Jail and everything went back to normal, this kind of conversation is kind of... I guess there's no easy way to do this.
そりゃまた随分と急な話だね。永住ったって住むところはあるのかい? 生活はどうするんだ?
それは心配ない。俺は今向こうで働いてる。人一人養うくらいはどうってことない。
Yeah, he's got income. He's got a house. He's got well, actually I don't know. Does he have a house? Is he like living with his parents? Or did he like buy a house? We'll find out. We'll find out.
でもどうしてあ
Oops. I got too quick
何が
happy.
どうなってそういうことになったんだい? 分かっちゃいると思うが、いきなりそんな話をされてすぐにうなずくことはできないね。
When Granny says that, Noiz closes his mouth and straightens up a bit.
理由は一つしかない。俺にはこいつが青葉が必要だからだ。簡単な話だとは思ってない。それなりの覚悟を決めてここへ来た。
I can show you my bank statements, my income. I can pay for us. I can provide. I'm a provider. I can take care of Oba. That's what he's trying to say.
青葉に嫌な思いはさせない。青葉が望むなら いつでもこっちへ戻ってくればいいと思ってる。束縛するつもりはない。
Sorry. he can do what he wants. Like I don't want to tie him down. I'm like, but you're making him move to Germany with you. Oh, these guys are funny. If they went to therapy, the therapist would be like, my brother, like, we need to take a few steps back. Like,
俺が青葉と一緒にいたい。だから青葉を連れて行きたい。
so, okay, first of all, we're gonna talk about in real life a little bit. So like, usually when this happens, okay, I said in real life, but like, I'm gonna go back. Usually when this happens in like anime or like BL or like, you know, where it's like, oh, like, I went away to like make sure I could like stabilize my life so that I could take care of you and take you with me, like kind of thing. Usually it's like if you want to, we can stay in this place and I will make a position for myself. I will open a branch here. I will do this. I'll do that. Usually it's like a little more accommodating to the other person rather than being like, I'm going to take you with me even if like you kind of don't want to go. Or even if it's like a little inconvenient, like, you know, usually it's the other way around. But you know what? I'm not going to be too mad about it. I'm like, it's not gonna be too crazy. I'm gonna sorry. It's, how do you say, it's just so funny to be like, so you're gonna move with me to a different country even though you've never been to another place before, and we're just gonna like start this whole new life. Like, you don't even have a job yet, but you don't have to worry about it. Like that's crazy. So I'm surprised Noiz didn't try to do that, where he's like, oh, let me try and open up a branch in Midorijima. But I think it's also like Midorijima is like a very small place, so maybe that's why they were like, I'm just gonna take Alba with me. Also, it's funnier. It is funnier for Noiz to be like super bold and be like, I left for 3 months and I'm proposing to you, so come with me to Germany and live with me. Yeah. He doesn't. And then like for a moment he's like, well, if you really don't want to. And Elba's like, no, it's fine. And I'm just like, what? Sorry. My thoughts are everywhere. Okay, let's continue. I don't think I've ever heard Noiz sound so serious before. My chest feels uncomfortably hot. Normally he's always so standoffish, like he's trying to push people away and doesn't give a booty cheek about anything. Sorry. When did he get so eloquent? He seems so unusually calm, and hearing him talk about how he feels about me so clearly, it's embarrassing, but it makes me happy. Knowing that Noiz feels that strongly about me and came for me made me so weirdly happy. And he's calling me by name like it's nothing. Tai is like, Granny stares intently into Noiz's eyes, as if trying to confirm something. She's using scrap! Sorry, I'm joking. The atmosphere is so tense that it feels like time has stopped. It's so silent that I don't even dare move a finger as Granny shifts her gaze to me.
Aoba, omae wa dou nanda?
Eh? Ore?
Yeah, speak, child, speak!
Ore wa...
I drop my gaze to my feet and clench my sweaty fist balled in my lap. I can't really tell what direction this conversation's going in, but I guess I should be more direct. If I don't tell her how I feel about this, there's no way she'll be okay with it. I steel myself, raise my head, and look her right in the eye.
俺、この島を出るってのは正直すげえ迷った。本当は今もまだちょっと迷ってる。ずっと暮らしてきた島だし、思い出もたくさんあるし、ばあちゃんのことも心配だし、本当に行っていいのかって思うし。でも こいつさ、俺を迎えに来るために準備してきたっていう。
I have all these concerns, but because he did it already, I'm just maybe I should
ちゃんと
go.
自分の国へ帰っていろいろ解決しなきゃいけない問題と向き合ってけじめつけてきたって。それ全部俺を迎えるための準備だって言うんだ。それ聞いてすげえびっくりして、それが俺のためってのはやっぱり嬉しいし、そういうまっすぐ体当たりしてくるとことか、なんつうかその好きだなって思うし。
I didn't know we were a couple until like I thought about it like maybe 30 minutes ago. But I think I'm in love. I think Wait, what's the stereotype where it's just like boys who like each other are just like, we just met an hour ago. We're moving in tomorrow. Is that the meme? Yeah, well, he's been gone for 3 months, but he came back and he's just like, yo, I made all these arrangements, so you should come with me to Germany and like live with me and stuff and uproot your entire life. And I was like, I don't know. And then he's like, well, I guess we're a couple. No, I'll explain. Yeah, I think I love him. Girl, what? Sorry. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I feel like I'm being so mean. But I'm just like, I don't know. Noiz, I don't know. You haven't even explained the housing situation to me. Like, what? Like, are we living with your parents? Are we living like you got a place of your own? Like, are we gonna live separately? Did you buy me an apartment? Did you buy you an apartment? Like, are we gonna live in 2 different apartments or one apartment? Are we gonna live in a house? Are we gonna live with your parents? Is that gonna be awkward? I don't know. Are they okay with it? Have you already told them that you're gay? You know? Like, I don't know. Sorry. My face is burning up. I really can't look at Noiz.
それにさ、こいつなんだかんだで危なっかしいし、俺がついててやらないとって思うし。
Oba gotta have excuses. Like, he can't just be like, I think I love him and we can go. He's like, well, and you know how he is. Like, so I better go. Maybe I go. I start rambling out of embarrassment. And you feel Noiz's piercing gaze from the side.
だから、俺もノイズについていきたいって思ってる。
Okay. Granny knits her brows a bit and looks at me. Her gaze makes me feel anxious. It's a no-go after all, huh? That wasn't good enough to get through to her. I wonder if I should have said something about us both being guys. It's back! But we're boys. We're both guys. But that was the problem. Like, it's obviously not the problem for her, but okay. But if Granny tells me no, then I'll tighten my fists in my lap. I feel like I'm sitting on a bed of nails when finally Granny sighs.
せいではことをしそんじる。若い頃は何でも勢いで決めちまって。
That's what I'm saying. I
後々
was
後悔するもんだ。
I'm like, my brothers, like, you know, it's like, I mean, can't you just, like, do it for a little bit, you know, instead of being like, he's gonna move in with me, like, for sure. Like, you know, it's just like, hey, I'm gonna go over for a little bit. We're gonna try it out. I'll come back. You know, I'll take a leave from my job. Like, something, like, you know.
お前、そんなことで本当に大丈夫なのかい？
Yeah.
いや、
Granny seems to be looking right into my heart.
もっとよく考えろと言ってるんだよ。今のお前の話を聞く限り。
Yeah, like you're not really sure.
この島を離れる決心がついていない。
Yeah, give it some breathing room. Be like, hey, Noiz, like, can you take off like a little bit of time while I think about it? Like, dang, girl.
そんなどっちつかずの考えで無理やり決めても後悔するに決まってるよ。
That's what I'm saying.
勢いっていうのは 判断力を麻痺させる。お前、本当にこの子についていきたいのかい？
もちろん。
勢いに流されてるだけなんじゃないのかい？
違う、そんなんじゃない。
本当にこの子のことが好きでそう言ってるんだね。
そうだよ、好きだ。確かに島を出ることはまだ迷ってる部分もある。だってばあちゃんもみんなもいるし、俺の家はここだし。
You know, I will also say that personally, I have always thought that like being in one place for too long, for me, is like not particularly like it's not particularly good. Like it's always good to like go and spread your wings elsewhere and like experience what it's like to not be in a familiar place. But me personally, I also get like cabin fever for like the places I live in. If I'm in a place too long, I get like antsy. I've lived in the place I've been for like a really long time, and like I had planned like years and years ago that I was like, okay, so after this amount of years I'm gonna go here, after this amount of years I'm gonna go here. It didn't happen, and so now I'm like extra antsy because I'm just like, I've been here too long. Like that's what it feels like. So yeah, so whenever someone's like, oh, I'm not sure, like this is my home, and it's just like I've only known this place, then like usually that means you should go because you have to go and experience life elsewhere. But also don't be unwise about it, you know, don't be like too I am a little reckless when it comes to that sometimes, which isn't like wholly bad. Sometimes we have to be a little more, like we have to be a little bold, and like take the dive as well. Like sometimes we have to like push past like what scares us, but we also have to think rationally here, you know. Does Oba have savings? Like what if he and Noiz break up? What if like, you know, he has visa issues, like, you know, it's like what happens then, you know, like what if Noiz's parents don't like Oba, you know, what if they lied? Like what if they were like, oh, it's fine, and then Oba shows up and they're like Cinderella's stepmom, you know, the evil stepmom. Like what happens if it's like that? We have to think about these things.
ノイズを好きだって気持ちに迷いはない。それだけは絶対に。
But you just said think like 10 minutes ago. I'm being so mean. I'm sorry. I'm being I'm being annoying. I'm so sorry. I don't want her to doubt my feelings. How much do I care about Noiz, and how much do I want to see him? I spent all that time with him in the hospital, and I fought him in rhyme even. It was all for him. Ever since I properly faced him, I'm at a loss for words and hang my head. Dejected as Granny lets out a light sigh.
まあいいさ。お前がそこまで言い切るなら、あとはお前次第だ。繰り返すけど、迷ったままじゃ必ずどこかでつまずくよ。よーく肝に銘じておきな。
I meet her gaze and silently nod. I can understand her concerns for me. I'm definitely still not 100% on leaving the island, but I just can't bring myself to say I won't go with Noiz. I feel like if I lose him now, we might never meet again. Granny stares at Noiz, looking him up and down.
お前、山のようにピ
She's like, so
外したんだね。
first things first.
ああ、
なぜだい？
心境の変化、それに仕事に差し障る、外見的な意味で。
そうかい。
Ooh, the music stopped. Granny nods and looks at me again.
青葉。
はい。
The sound of my name unconsciously makes me sit up straight.
さっきの話だけど、私が心配ってどういう意味だ？
She said, first of all.
え？私はお前に心配されるほど弱っちゃいないよ。
She's like, first of all.
でも
お前がいないと死ぬとでも思ってんのかい？勘弁しとくれ。それに今はどこにいたって会話ができるだろ。
See, I love her.
顔を見ることもできる。
She's like, listen, I'll video chat. What's the problem? You know?
だったら離れてるって言ったって大したことないよ。
Huh? Does that mean Granny?
そう。あと俺落ち着いたらまたすぐこっち戻ってくるから。
I get real excited.
3ヶ月に一遍とか、いや、もっと早く。
3
2ヶ
months.
月に一遍とか。
2 months. Isn't that like what he's saying? Is like, okay, I'm gonna take like 2 weeks to get settled, and then I'm gonna come back and visit. Like,
早すぎるだろう。それに金もかかる。
well, I guess so because it's Europe to Asia. Yeah,
別に問題ないけど。
I'm rich.
そうかい。
No, don't worry about it. I'm rich.
むしろばあさんが一緒に来てくれても構わない。
Noiz says easily, and Granny closes her eyes.
さすがにそれは遠慮しとくよ。
She's like, nah, son.
それじゃ青葉は連れて行ってもいいんだな。
ああ。だいたい青葉は心配性なんだよ。私は一人でも平気だってのに。
ばあちゃん。
Granny is allowing it. I feel my eyes start to burn and try to hold back the tears.
でもばあちゃん、
Not this
俺
again.
たち
Ah! Ah!
男同士なんだけど。
My granny, we're both boys. I know I already said I love him and all sorts of other stuff, but I want to say. Oh my gosh. I just let the heat of the moment get to me and asked. Had that not been the case, I'd never brought it up. Granny sips her tea and looks up at me.
ひ孫の顔が見られないってのは寂しいけどね。
You're not even related. You're not even related!
ただね、お前がここまで育ったのは
Yeah.
私にとっては奇跡みたいなもんなんだ。私が望むのは何よりお前が幸せになることだ。ただし、さっき言ったことを忘れるんじゃないよ。迷ったらつまずく。けど、つまずいても諦めないことだ。
The tension had dissolved, but hearing that just makes me want to cry more. I take slow, deep breaths to hold back the tears. I can feel the edges of my vision blurring as I reach out with one hand and set it to the top of
ばあ
Granny's.
ちゃん、ありがとう。
ばあさん。
When Noiz calls her grandma, he straightens himself. And then he humbly lowers his head.
ありがとう。
I didn't at all expect Noiz to do that. I forget my tears and look at him. Granny also looks surprised. Thank you. I never thought I would hear those words out of Noiz's mouth. But I'm so happy. Noiz thanked her from the bottom of his heart. I'm so happy. Yippee! Now. After that, it took us about 2 full days to get everything ready to depart for Noiz's home. 2 days! Y'all are fast. Noiz is apparently staying at a hotel near the airport right now. The only airport on the island is inside Platinum Jail, but it's now open even to the old part of town, so we can freely come and go. After talking to Noiz, I decided to go to Germany after all. We were talking about all sorts of things, and Noiz said this to me.
ばあさんが言ってたやつだけど、もしあんたが迷ってるならってやつ。
おう。
あれさ、俺もそう思うから。もしあんたが俺に流されてるだけで、本当は迷ってるなら、そう言ってほしい。
Communication. I love the communication after. At least there is communication, you know, in and a lot of BL. Communication does not occur. You know, that's where the conflict comes from, so.
ちゃんとした合意がないのに連れて行きたくねえし。
そんなこと。
だからまず一緒に来てもらってどんなところか見てほしい。
Oh, see, that's a good compromise, right?
そ
Yeah.
れでどうするか決めればいい。
Yeah, so come check it out. Like I said, come check it out first. Then we decide, right? Yeah. Take a leave at your job. Be like, hey, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? See, I was right.
俺の本心としてはあんたに向こうに住んでほしいけど。
I mean, it would be pretty difficult to just all of a sudden pick up and move. I do feel the same way about living with him in Germany, though. But I've still got ties to this place that I can't really sever. So I was thankful for the suggestion of just going to see what it's like at first. When I asked Noiz about the plane tickets, he said that there really aren't that many people leaving Midorishima, so we should be able to get them the day before or the day of even. The day before we were to depart, I packed a few days worth of clothes, picked up Ren, and went to Noiz's hotel. Noiz came all the way to my house to take me to the hotel in Platinum Jail near the airport. Then they get frisky. When we got there, the place was huge. It was pure extravagance like everything in Platinum Jail. I stopped in my tracks in the hotel lobby, half out of curiosity and half out of nervousness. When I enter the lobby, it feels slightly ominous. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does, because I'm back in Platinum Jail. I ain't supposed to be here. When I think, wow, this really is Platinum Jail, all sorts of thoughts run through my head. Memories, both fond and bitter, flood my heart. The hotel kind of reminds me of Glitter. It's much fancier than Glitter, and while the exterior matches the rest of the town, the lobby has a sort of classical atmosphere. The ceiling towers above me with the elegant sound of water flowing from the fountain in the center. There aren't many guests there, so the fluffy sofas and empty chairs scattered about stand out. I mumble. The feeling is rather complicated. But this isn't like it was back then. The biggest difference is the staff. When Platinum Jail was opened up, the staff was replaced. Now it's largely comprised of people from town. So the lobby has a kind of peaceful feel to it. As I take in my surroundings, Noiz heads directly for the elevator. I hurry after him.
Coil 認証タイプだ。
Coil locks.
ああ、なるほど。
Most people in the old residential district still use keys, but I guess it makes sense that Platinum Jail would be on the cutting edge. Generally, just a coil is more than enough. Hold on a second. I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm so sorry. If you hear anything, I'm sorry. Oh, congestion. Okay. Actually, aside from Glitter, I've never stayed in a hotel before. I'm secretly excited to see what the room is like. Just a little tense, I ride the elevator up with Noiz. Fancy. You know it's about to go down. Sorry. Noiz's coil, a thin silver bracelet, opens the door, and when we walk in, I'm so amazed that I can't hold back a gasp of amazement. First off, it's huge. I could probably fit my room in here 2 or 3 times over. In front of me is a window, so large it reminds me of an aquarium. The night sky spreads out infinitely. The faint light floods the room, and the carpet at my feet is kind of soft. I can feel my shoes sinking into it. The bed is huge, and the sofa looks expensive too.
さすが最上階のスイートルームって感じだよな。
探索のしがいがありそうだ。
ベッドの下とか、俺でも余裕で潜れそう。
Don't get under the bed.
何ブツブツ言ってんの。
Don't get under the bed. Noiz slips past me while I'm standing dumbfounded in the entryway, then opens a door off to the side and goes in. Running to the bathroom? I thought so, but when I peek into the door he had opened, I'm shocked.
え、ここクローゼット？
It's so deep it might as well have been another room. Hangers hang from silver-colored poles. Noiz takes one and hangs his jacket on it.
なんだよこの広さ。トイレかと思った。
Not the bathroom. Not toire wa desu. Doko wa toire desu ka? Wait. Doko. Yeah. Doko wa toire desu? Toire desu ka? Yeah.
トイレ
Oh, toire wa doko desu ka? There we go. Noiz mumbles with a bit of a laugh mixed in. I pout as the gorgeous style of the room overwhelms me. I open my mouth, but I can't manage any sound but a sigh.
ほらあんたのも
I take the hanger Noiz was handing to me and hang up my jacket. I put the hanger on one of the rods in the closet and step out of it with Noiz. Noiz lets out a sigh of relief and does the top button on his shirt and loosens his tie. He looks like quite the businessman. I can get used to this. I was like, I'm into it. I guess he really was raised well. It's like he's from a different world compared to me, where all this is new and strange.
なんだよすげえ間抜け面で
that was off the cuff. Like, you know, that was so out of pocket. Like, when Noiz points it out, I shut my mouth, which had been hanging open slightly, and tightened up my expression.
庶民で悪うござんしたね。こんな広くて豪華な部屋に泊まるの初めてだから。小市民は
別に
Oh, I cut him off. I'm so sorry. Noiz glances around the room.
大して広くも豪華でもないと思うけど
Yeah, because you're rich.
そうですか。
Yeah. So this is what being different from different social strata is about. I grit my teeth and look around the room again. My eyes fall on a cart next to the sofa covered in a white cloth. It's pretty large.
あれは
Well, I can guess what it might
ルー
be.
ムサービス適当に頼んでおいた
What kind of things did you order? Like, is it food or like love hotel stuff? Like, what'd you order? Like,
ルームサービス。
I think I've heard of that before. Oh my god, Alba! That's that thing where you get fancy food from a fancy restaurant and eat it in your fancy room, right? Why? Why is that? Okay, I'm gonna be fair to Alba. Like, they do kind of live in like in a difficult place. You know, it's not like slow damage, but they are technically like underprivileged because they were kind of like forced out, or like their area was like invaded, so it's like they were kind of like forced to live a certain way. So Alba's never been to a hotel or anything either, you know, so
先に食っちまうか
yes. What will we eat? No, no. Noiz walks over to the cart and pulls off the cloth with intensity. Beneath it is a bunch of stuff I've never seen before. Well, the one thing I can recognize is the plates. I guess that they do that so it doesn't get cold. There are 2 plates covered with lids which are fogged with steam, and the drink glasses have lids on them too. What precision.
食わないのか
Noiz removes the lid from one plate, picks it up along with a fork, then sits down on the couch to eat. He doesn't seem even remotely nervous like I am. It's like he's right at home here.
ついこの間までピザとパスタばっかり食ってたくせに。
Actually, I mean, I get why, but feeling the difference in our social standing so clearly is kind of frustrating.
青葉早く食べないと冷めてしまう
Right, eat it now. Eat the food now. Oh, why do I keep hitting the wrong things on the mouse. I'm so sorry.
はいはい。わーってますよ。
I was going to try to abstain to maintain my pride as a commoner. Yeah. Why? Just eat it. Eat the food. But the smell wafting off the cart goes straight to my head. I'm gonna tell you, so like I have like I've been to places where like the food is very like expensive. I'm not gonna say high quality, but it's just like very expensive. And like at first you do feel weird. You're like, I don't know if I should be eating this. But like for one of my birthdays, my brother treated me to like a really fancy like Japanese restaurant, and I was just like, can I please have like, can I order the fatty tuna? And the fatty tuna sashimi literally was like 3 pieces. And he was like, yeah, go ahead. And I was just like, oh, I can finally have fatty tuna. And it was delicious. And I was like, wow, it's so good. So I'm going to tell you, if you ever have someone who's like, hey, I'm going to treat you to a nice dinner, or like, I'm going to treat you to like an expensive place, just be free. Eat the food. Because even if it's like, let's say it's not that great, hey, they were treating you to some food, and they value you, okay? They value you enough to pay for expensive food, to treat you to expensive food. Be free, you know, be free. So be free, have the food, eat the food, and then you have that experience, okay? Don't ever look down upon it. Just for that moment, you can have expensive rich people food. Be free, okay? Take that food, okay? That's all. That is my TED Talk for today. Okay, let's go. I reluctantly sit down next to Noiz and dig in. Now, what we have for dessert. After we finished the luxurious meal, I took a shower since Noiz said I could go first. Right now, Noiz is taking a shower too. Oh, you didn't take one together. You didn't take one together. You should take one together. Sorry. That's the trope. I sit on the corner of the bed, drying my hair with my towel. I figure it might be more comfortable closer to the middle, but I'm so not used to this kind of place, so the corner feels more comfortable. Oh, excuse me. I peek into my bag sitting on the sofa and see Ren curled up in sleep mode inside of it. But still, I think, gazing at the night sky through the window, time really does keep marching on. All sorts of things are changing so fast, I kind of feel like I'm being left behind. I never would have imagined I'd be gazing at the scenery in Platinum Jail from a place like this, and being with Noiz too. It all started from a random fight. You could hardly say we'd met. And we fought a bunch, but I couldn't leave him alone. And when Oval Tower was destroyed, I lost the sensation in my hair while sensation returned to Noiz's body. A whole lot has really happened. As I sit, pondering aimlessly, the sound of the water from the shower suddenly stops. I guess Noiz is done. Noiz returns to the bedroom with nothing on but a towel wrapped around his waist. His hair is still wet. When I see him like that, my heart starts to pound so hard that I can hear it. Ooh! Okay. I try not to think about it, but even though I avert my eyes, when 2 people stay over in a hotel, like all sorts of things. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Noiz opens the refrigerator and takes out a bottle of water, then takes a sip before coming over to me. I feel kind of embarrassed, so I just take the bottle. The bottle is cold, having just come out of the fridge. Droplets condense on the outside and drip off it. I bring it to my lips and take a little sip. Noiz sits down next to me. It's a lot closer than I thought. It just makes my pulse race faster. Noiz seems oddly sullen as he stares fixedly at me. He says, suddenly pushing my shoulders down. Oh. Ah, I hold out my hand holding the bottle and somehow avoid spilling its contents. It'd been literally pushed down by Noiz. I can feel Noiz's hard to read gaze and water from his hair falling on me. The feeling of being stared at makes me slightly uncomfortable. Okay. Okay. Noiz said, homie, why do you think we took the showers? Still dressed. Why? I repeat Noiz's words in my head a few times before I finally understand what he means. I mean, what kind of question is that, though? I just put something on, but it's kind of cold in here with the AC and stuff.
つか思ったんだけどさ、あんた俺に会えてあんまり嬉しい。
Yeah! I was gonna say, I was like, wait a second.
Huh?
Yeah, because I mean, to be fair, Elba was like super shocked, and then it was just like, so we're gonna move to Germany. I'm gonna talk to your grandma. I'm gonna do this. We should have this like very serious discussion. Oh yeah, are we together? Oh yeah, blah blah. And so, to be fair, Elba was just kind of like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. The sudden question befuddles me.
意味がちょっとよくわかんねえんだけど。
Also, your face is really close to mine.
久々に会ったってのにちっとも嬉しそうじゃねえし、俺が迎えに行った時も質問に答えなかったし。
What was the question? Wait, what was the question?
もしかしてさ、
Oh!
浮気とかした？
My brother! What? Anyway. Question mark?
なんでいきなりそこまで話がぶっ飛ぶんだよ。
This conversation suddenly jumped off a cliff. Yeah! No, this isn't the time for jokes. But the sudden talk of cheating.
したの？
してねえよ。
Also,
本当に？
were we even dating?
あのな。
This conversation is really making me angry. I tried taking deep breaths to calm myself down and stared intently at Noiz.
俺、浮気とかそういうの嫌いだから。つか無理だから。
へえ。じゃああれ以来誰ともやってないんだ。
やってねえよ。
俺だけって決めてるんだ。
Putting it that way makes it too embarrassing to respond. Actually,
お前こそどうなんだよ。
何が？浮気？心配？
Noiz smirks. Ugh. I just asked the same question back, but why does it feel like I'm the one being interrogated here? This atmosphere feels kind of familiar, though. I guess he really hasn't changed.
心配じゃねえよ別に。
へえ。俺が他のやつとキスしたり
Ooh,
抱き合ったりしてても平気なんだ。
that's a real question. That's a question. Okay, what's the question? Oh, jeez. I feel like something snap inside me and glare at Noiz, gritting my teeth.
平気じゃねえよ。嫌に決まってんだろ。心配だってするし。他に興味が移ってもしょうがねえよなとか、俺だっていろいろ考えたよ。
他に興味？
Yeah, what does that mean? Noiz knits his brows in suspicion. I looked away in embarrassment right before I said it. My true feelings just spilled out.
いや、だってさ、国に戻ってる間、いろんなやつに会ったりしたんだろ。
いろんなってほどじゃねえけど。まあ。
Mostly company people.
お前、今までは人と関わらずに生きてきたって言ってたけど、いろんなやつと知り合うことで、新しい世界にも触れるんだろうなって。
うん。
そしたら俺もいろいろ考えちまうっつうか。向こうで新鮮な驚きがあったり、世界が広がったりしたんじゃねえかなとか。その中で、お前が興味をそそられる人間が出てきたって。
You run into
お
someone
かしくはねえよな。
to your liking and stuff. Noiz hadn't really been around other people much until now, and as the first person to get close to him, I was kind of a special case. But I don't think I did anything special to get him to open up. It's like how baby birds imprint on the first thing they see. Noiz didn't know anyone but me and got attached. So if someone else had gotten to him first, they'd be where I am now. That idea was always always festering in the back of my mind. I didn't want to see it. So when I didn't hear from him, I'd figured he wasn't coming back. So it's only natural that I'd given up. And not trusting him was part and parcel of that. It's kind of dumb. I thought, but I have no right to stop Noiz from learning more about his new world. So I figured it was just inevitable. Noiz lets out a frustrated sigh as he gives me a look like he was saying, "What? Are you stupid?"
だから何？
いや、
新鮮な驚きがあったり、世界が広がったりした。
I'm not even sure myself. What is this fuzzy anxiousness that won't go away? Is it because Noiz has changed so much? Because I feel like I'm being left behind. While I was going crazy because he was out of touch, he got ahead of me somehow. But he came back to me. That made me really happy, but Noiz's change was the result of experiences. So I think my anxiety is related to the possibility of him knowing the world beyond me. I guess Noiz read between the lines because he frowns again and opens his mouth.
あんたさ、俺の性格知ってるだろ。俺、旧住民区にいた時は、ピザとパスタしか食わなかったんだけど。
What's that got to do with anything?
別にピザとパスタしか知らなかったんじゃなくて、その2つが好きだったから選んでたんだよ。
Not pizza and pasta though. I keep forgetting that he's like, oh, I only eat like pizza and pasta. I'm like, girl!
でも、たこ焼きとか揚げドーナツとか、みんなが知ってるようなもん知らなかったし。
さすがに何でもかんでも全部は食ってねえよ。でもある程度は食ったことあるし、その上で興味がなかったってだけ。あんたはなんかよくわかんねえことをごちゃごちゃ気にしてるみたいだけど、新しい世界とか、新鮮な驚きとか、
Yeah,
そういうのどうでもいいし。
he is particularly like, what is it, tunnel? Is the word tunnel visioned? But he's also very particular. Like he said, he's like, well, I've always eaten pizza and pasta. Like, it doesn't mean it's the only things I've eaten. Like, I've eaten other things. I know about other things. Like, yeah, but you didn't know about the other stuff. And he's like, well, duh. Like, I don't know everything. Like, he's like, it's the same thing. It's just like, I just like what I like, you know?
もしかして、俺があんたしか知らないから、他を知ったらそっちに興味が移るとか思ったわけ。な簡単じゃねえから。バカにしてんの。
Calm down.
俺が何のためにわざわざドイツまで戻って今日までずっと我慢してきたと思ってんだよ。さっきも言ったけど、あんたをちゃんと迎えに行きたいって思ったからだし、昔の俺なら無理やりにでもあんたを引っ張ってた。でもそんなことしたらあんたが嫌がるのは分かってたから。
Noiz looks at me a bit shocked.
そういうくだらないこと言う暇があったら、もうちょっと俺のこと褒めてよ。
I can't take my eyes off him, but at the same time I feel really bad. I guess I just didn't trust Noiz enough. Noiz is always so quick to act. I never know what he's thinking. But when Noiz came to me, it was for real. He was always serious. He's always so direct about what he wants or doesn't want, and his stupid honesty was kind of overwhelming at first. After that, I started to care for him and just couldn't leave him alone anymore. I mean, he came back to me. That in and of itself is Noiz's honest answer. I guess it's my fault for overthinking things. I'm shocked by how petty I am, and with a wry smile, I reach out to Noiz's cheek.
ごめん。まず最初に言わなきゃいけないことがあったのに言ってなかった。
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep yawning.
おかえり、ノイズ。
I just keep, like, I'm like one of those people, it's like if I start yawning, I can't stop. And I'm like, oh!
あと、今までよく頑張ったな。偉いな。
Not this again. Not the... Oh my gosh. I say jokingly and Noiz furrows his brows.
そういうのいらねえから。
さっき褒めてって言ったくせに。
This isn't his angry face. He's embarrassed. I can tell that much at least.
つか。
Noiz gets closer to my face.
この間の質問の答え、まだ聞いてない。
質問？何の？
会いたいと思ったりしたってやつ。
会いたいと思ったり？
Did he ask me something like that?
そう会いたいとか思ったりした
Ayo. Ayo.
ああ
I finally remembered. Now that he mentions it, I think he did ask me something like that. I was so surprised back then, my memory's kind of a blur. Did I forget to answer?
あんたの答えまだ聞いてない
お
あんたは俺に会いたかった
Yeah, he's like, listen. He's like, I'm asking a different question. Noiz stares at me, waiting for an answer. I can feel my face burning. I look away and answer quickly.
会いたかったよ本当にずっと
Yes.
会いたかった
Yes, good. Good. The words just spill out. Noiz lowers his upper body and buries his face in my shoulder. His still wet hair trickles my cheek, or tickles my cheek, sorry.
会いたかった
He says breathily. His voice sounds completely different from his usual nonchalant tone as it hits my ears.
俺もあんた以外とは誰ともやってない
This is very him.
あんたがいいあんただけだ
Noiz gradually puts his weight on me, his arms wrapping around my body to embrace me.
Noiz
Noiz's warmth and his smell. I haven't felt it in a while. That alone makes my chest tighten up.
こうしてずっと抱きしめたかった
Yeehaw! Noiz raises his head and looks at me. Suddenly, he brings his face closer and I reflexively close my eyes. I feel something soft against my lips and pull away. I open my eyes and Noiz chuckles.
ずっとキスしたかった
My mind is on fire.
せっかく体の感覚が戻ったのに俺あんたのことまだ堪能してねえから
Sorry. Ooh, he's saying the lines. He's saying the lines good.
何言ってんだよこの色書き
You like it. You're into it. Hush yourself. But even though I finally got feeling back, does that mean what we did in the hospital doesn't count? Or was that just a prelude? The issue seems somewhat important to me and I can feel myself breaking out in cold sweat, but Noiz puts his lips on mine again. It starts as kind of a peck, but then Noiz's tongue slips past my lips inside my mouth. Just that sends a light shock through my body as I accept Noiz's tongue. We deepen our kiss while Noiz takes my hand and guides it to his back. I follow his lead and embrace him, and I become entranced by the sweetness of our first kiss in ages. Noiz strokes my chest through my clothes with both hands, slowly sliding them down my sides towards my waist. When his hands get to my stomach, he rolls up my shirt bit by bit. I let out a moan as Noiz's hands lightly touch my bare skin. Noiz slowly pulls out of our deep kiss, licking lightly against my lips before moving down to the base of my neck. He sucks and kisses at my throat, rolling up my shirt with both hands, slowly approaching my chest. His movements are so tantalizing, it makes my heart pound.
髪まだ濡れてる
Noiz's lips brush against the hair around my neck, but he just licks my collarbones along with it. At which point I finally understand what Granny had told me. If you're unsure, you'll stumble. It's not leaving the island that's making me anxious. All of my anxieties about Noiz have congealed into this feeling of not wanting to leave. Rather than regretting walking down the path of no return, I want to stay put where I am. I struggle with cowardice. I love Noiz and I want to be with him, But because I love him, I'm cautious and scared. It's because of these conflicting emotions that I feel this way. This isn't Noiz's problem. Noiz hasn't done anything wrong. This is my problem.
何
Noiz must have not noticed that my reactions had changed and stops what he's doing. We're gonna talk to Noiz about it, cause it's only fair. I can't focus while I'm feeling this way. I was prepared for him to be upset, so I got up the courage to ask him directly.
あのさ
Noiz leans forward a bit. His slightly moist lips are strangely erotic.
こんな時に変なこと言うようだけど
Yeah, it is weird to bring up now. No, it's not. No. This is actually, it's fine. Because, oddly enough, it's common to be like, oh, we're gonna cover up all our problems with, like, intimacy, when it's like, you really have to, like, communicate instead, right? So, this is the perfect time to talk about it.
お前がいろいろしてくれてすげえ嬉しい嬉しいんだけどなんつうかその嬉しすぎてなんか本当にいいのかなとか
何が
As Noiz speaks, his breath tickles my sensitive flesh. But when I see his eyes narrow, I panic a bit.
何それ
だから別にお前のことを疑ってるとかじゃねえんだけどここまでお前にしてもらうのが
No, don't say it like that.
本当に俺でいいのかみたいな
No. Well, he's mad. The atmosphere around him goes cold all of a sudden. I thought I could handle it if he got upset, but Noiz moves away from me and stands up, sighing to hide his irritation.
さっきからいい加減頭にくるんだけどあれだけ言ってまだわかんねえとかもったいないって何が俺の話全然聞いてなかったのかよ
Yeah.
俺と一緒にいてもあんたはそんなくだらねえことばっか考えてたんだ
そうじゃねえよ
じゃあなんだよ
I think Noiz and I are looking at this from different perspectives. Noiz doesn't think of himself all that highly, so he's not really concerned. So Noiz probably doesn't get why I'm anxious. It's not like I don't trust him, but it's hard for me to believe that, after he's grown so much, Noiz would want someone like me. Okay, but he said it. Like, he said it already. He's, like, expressing it to you. He's like, no, I, like, only want you. Like, I think it's... Okay. Hold on. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. I think, it's difficult because, if Aoba had, like, had relationships where he was scorned before, or, like, where he has trust issues, that's one thing. But, like, right now, I think Aoba's, like, a little too overly concerned with, like, their, social status, because, like, oh, Noiz comes from, like, a rich family, and I'm just, like, a poor person. But, in real life, that is definitely a concern in some manner, but it also is, like, it's not uncommon for people of different social statuses to marry each other or, like, get together or date each other, because that's just life. Like, you don't have to be similar in all ways to get together. And of course you're gonna have anxieties in relationships. It's normal. Like, even non-romantic ones, that's normal. But for Noiz, he's getting upset because he's just, like, nothing about him has changed really. He just has decided, like, hey, there's something like, he's now passionate about loving Aoba, and so he decided to, like, change and, like, do the family business or whatever so that he could provide for Aoba, take care of Aoba, like, have a life in which, like, he could contribute to society so that he and Aoba could have a future together. Whereas, like, Aoba's just like, I don't know if I'm good enough or whatever. But it's like, Noiz is probably insulted because he's just like, I'm literally telling you that it's like, I'm choosing you. Like, why do you keep saying that stuff when, like, we're, like, together now too? So it is very frustrating for him. But, like, Alba's just like, he's doing the thing where he's like, oh, well, Noiz is so great, like, I'm below Noiz. And I mean, I understand why Noiz would be upset, because he's just like, what are you talking about? Like, so Noiz is being very clear, whereas Oba is letting his, like, anxieties kind of, like, take hold. Even though Noiz is being pretty clear. I mean, granted, in real life, it's just, like, it's hard to know. Like, it's hard to know when, like, if someone's being honest sometimes. But in relationships, if you want to make it work, it's like there has to be trust. So you have to trust. You have to have a strong sense of trust. Yeah. So otherwise it's like not going to be possible. Like, you know how it's like, when people cheat, people can make it work, but it is a lot of work. You know, it is a lot of work because the trust is broken and you have to build that trust, and that trust won't always rebuild in the same way, right? There will be things that you have to, like, you will be monitored, like, you will be treated a certain way because it's like you've done something bad before, so they have every reason to like question it if you do something similar like before, you know. So anyway, all this to say is, like, yeah, Elbow is allowed to have anxieties, but at the same time, it's just like some of the things he's saying, of course, it's gonna, like, make Noiz upset, because Noiz is like, he said it, he's like, I don't know what else you want me to say. He's like, I've expressed it to you. Like, what else am I supposed to say to, like, make you stop thinking about it, you know? Anyway, that is my TED Talk. Let's continue. If we'd been apart even longer, he would have been completely unrecognizable. My feelings toward him haven't changed, but I'm still confused about what to do. It's like if you had a cute little puppy that you've been taking care of, and it suddenly grew into a large dog. Okay. Oh no. This was a turn of events I did not. Okay. Noiz huffs, getting impatient with my lack of an answer. Hearing that makes my back go cold. Noiz turns around and heads into the closet. I guess he's getting something again. Not the closet. A belt and a handkerchief. Oh! I start to get goosebumps.
Noiz.
I call his name anxiously, but he doesn't respond. Noiz jumps onto the bed without a word and catches my shoulders before I can escape. He gathers my arms together and raises them above my head. It hurts. Oh, Noiz binds my arms with the leather belt. He pulls it tight around my wrists. Ball. I try to pull away, but I fall face up on the bed. Noiz straddles me and puts the large handkerchief up to my eyes. Oh, okay, here we go. It all goes black. I can't see a thing. He tightly knots it behind my head.
Noiz! Oi!
Noiz whispers in a gentler tone than he usually uses.
それにあんたのここ汚くなんてねえよ。
Something touches my head and I hear a slipping sound. And my field of vision is no longer obstructed. Noiz's face is right in front of me. I'd just been looking at him a few minutes ago, but feels like it's been ages. I feel so relieved I could cry again.
もっと早く言えばよかったのに。俺あんたが思ってるよりずっとあんたから与えられるものを望んでる。つかさ、俺は知らないことがたくさんあるから知っといた方がいいって言ったの。
俺がお前に一つだけ教えられるのはさ、多分お前が思ってるほどこの世界は悪くないってことだな。
俺はそもそも世の中がどうとか思ってない。興味ねえし。
それはお前が知らないだけだろ。お前すげえたくさん知らないことあるんだからな。
知る必要あるの？
知らないよりは知っといた方が得だろ。お前の言い方に合わせると。
じゃあ具体的にあんたがそれを教えてくれるのか？あんたがそう言ったから俺はその通りにした。あんたが俺に与えてくれたものだったから。
He took Alba's advice.
その上で俺はあんたを迎えに来たんだよ。
Right. I wanted to get Noiz to open up, so I said that, trying to sound like an adult. And Noiz had really done as I told him. But I ignored Noiz's feelings and became anxious about him learning about the world beyond me. I'm scared he'll leave me, even though I'm the one who started this.
そういう意味でもあんた
No, he
俺を見
does
くびり
not.
すぎなんだよ。
To be fair, he does not.
ごめん。変なこと言って。ごめん。
Instead of tears falling from my eyes, those words spill out of my mouth.
別に分かってもらえたならいいけど。
あと汚してごめん。
I was really preoccupied by having what myself, the self-hatred was getting to me.
ああ、だから汚してねえし。
No.
いやでも
つかやっぱ漏らしたって感じるもんなんだ。人間の脳って不思議だな。
I vaguely remember this. I don't understand what Noiz is saying and look at him confused.
さっきのあんたが漏らしたんじゃなくてただの水だから。
Noiz points over me with his chin. If I crane my neck, I can just barely see it. The bottle of water that I drank from before is sitting there.
手に水をかけてちょっとずつこぼしたんだよ。
That's so mean! That's so mean though.
視覚を奪われた状態でやられると錯覚するって聞いたから試してみたんだけど、ほんと。
はあ？
That's so mean! In other words, so this is what Noiz was after all along, blindfolding me and pouring water on me just so he could say, "Looks like you wet yourself." And I really thought I had, so it felt so real. I really thought I did it.
お前なあ。
Oh my gosh. I forget my self-hatred and frustration and glare at Noiz.
お仕置きって言っただろ。
Not the punishment. Noiz says like it's the most natural thing in the world.
どんだけ惨めな思いしたと思ってんだよ。
I guess pretty bad.
ちょっとやりすぎだ。まさか泣くとは思わなかったし。泣いてるあんたは可愛かったけど。
だから お前な。
まあそれはともかく、俺は別にこれが水じゃなかったとしても気にしないし。
何がだよ。
I question, angry from having been played, but Noiz suddenly puts his hand on that and strokes it lightly.
もし本当に漏らしてたんだとしても、別あんたはどこも汚くないから。
I was going to respond with a "What are you saying again?" but Noiz's face looks so serious. I swallow my words. It's not his usually calm disposition. His intense gaze captivates me.
あんたから何が出てきたって汚いとも嫌だとも思わない。つうかほんとあんま見くびんなよ。
Bingo card.
俺
I
が
should've
あん
made
た
a
に
bingo
惚れてて
card.
あんたも俺に惚れてる。
Yeah.
違う。
Okay, wait. Sorry. One really quick. I don't know if you guys have seen Nagi no Asakura or a lull in the sea. Yeah, a lull in the sea. But there is a scene in that anime that's kind of similar, where like the girl is like in denial that she likes another guy, and the guy just goes, "I know you like me," and he's like, "So why are you pretending that you don't?" And I'm like, and it wasn't like in a bad way. He was just like very much like, "No, she definitely likes me, but she's like trying to like make up excuses for why." And I'm just like, I love that scene. It's like one of my favorite scenes. So it's one of my favorite scenes ever, because I was just like, okay, slay. So that's kind of what I was thinking, like what this reminded me of, where he's like, I'm in love with you and you're in love with me. Like, what?
あんたは俺のこと別に好きじゃない？
そんなわけねえだろ。
ちゃんと言葉にして言えよ。
好きだよ。
Yeah.
じゃあ他に何か必要か？俺があんたといろんなことしたいって思ったり一緒にいたいって思ったりするのに
He said it.
お互いの気持ち以外に何かいるのかよ。
I feel like I'd said something really dumb, hearing those words with that expression. I feel terrible for making Noiz say all this.
ごめん。
I apologize from the bottom of my heart, and Noiz shakes his head a little.
まあ割と結構まんざらでもないっつうか。
何が？
俺とのことそこまで真剣に考えてるんだと思って。
考えるだろ、そりゃ。
そういうとこがさ。
Noiz doesn't finish, planting his lips on mine. Our tongues intertwine, and Noiz slowly starts moving inside me again. As the sound of our pants fill the room, I notice my restraints again when I try to hug Noiz.
ノイズ。これ。
I present my arms to Noiz, still high off his climax, and this time he undoes the belt without saying a word. The belt had been pulled rather tight, so it left some red marks. Seeing that, Noiz furrows his brows a bit.
悪い。本当にやりすぎだ。
He whispers an apology and caresses the marks on my arms with his fingers.
平気。
I shake my head with a smile and my arms finally free, hug Noiz as hard as I can, feeling apologetic for saying so many silly things and out of gratitude. And because I love him, I put all that into my embrace. Noiz pets my hair, slowly returning the embrace. While wrapped in Noiz's arms and his scent, I ponder. There's one thing I know for sure. I really want Noiz to learn about his new world after all. I don't want to keep him in a little cage. But if he flies too high, I'll feel a little anxious again. That's why I want to see this world with Noiz. It won't make me anxious then, and I'm sure we'll be able to get over our problems from here on. The two of us together. I am older, so I do want Noiz to rely on me, and I want to protect him, but when I'm starting to feel unsure, I think it might be alright to lean on Noiz a little bit. I'm sure Noiz will say with his calm face, "That's no big deal." I didn't think I could possibly feel more satisfied with Noiz in my arms, feeling grateful for him being here with me. After that, we don't sleep, but we just lie about in bed for a few hours. As I trace Noiz's face with my fingertips as he lies beside me, he looks at me perplexed.
何？
いや、本当にピアスなくなったんだなと思って。
Yeah, he locked in.
おう。
舌も取ったのか？
ほら。
Noiz sticks out his tongue, and the silver ball that used to be there is gone. That's right. When we kissed, I didn't feel it clinking against my teeth like it did before.
今開いてんのはへそと下だけ。そうや、どうする？
何が？
ピアス。取った方がいい？
Oh, right. Earlier he said he'd take them out if I didn't like them.
あんたが取れって言うなら取るけど。どうする？
どうするって言われても。
I can feel my face burning up as I remember how his piercings felt against my body. Noiz chuckles, guessing what I'm thinking from my reaction.
取らない方がいい？あんた的に。
ばそういう意味じゃねえけど、今は取らなくていいよ。
Okay, 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 Oba.
じゃあこのままにしとく。
Noiz shifts in bed, lying on his back with his hands beneath his head.
あんたのオールメイト、あの犬は今も変わってない。
He's like, so let's talk about the dog.
レン？なあ、特に変えてない。
相変わらずの物好きっぷりだな。
ほっとけ。そういうお前はオールメイト変えたのか？姿が見当たらないけど。
いや、今もクローゼットにいる。正確にはバッグの中。
Wait, is he still using those rabbit cubes? Rabbits. I thought it was weird before, but in that fight he hit his face with a rabbit mask.
お前ってさ、もしかしてウサギ好きなの？
I mean, yeah, have you seen his design?
あ？
I asked directly, but he looks at me like I'm accusing him of something unfairly.
だって辻切りの時もウサギの変装をしてただろ？
ああ。あれは実際に変装してたわけじゃない。データ上でそう見せてただけ。
へえ。でもオールメイトもウサギだし。
He likes rabbits. Noiz abruptly goes quiet and stares at the ceiling. I'm kind of happy I got him on that. It's like getting a one-up on your bully or something.
やっぱ
Not
ウ
the
サギが好
bully.
きなんだろう。
特に意識したことねえな。
Noiz mumbles deep in thought.
本当に？
あ。
じゃあ深層心理ってやつだな。お前無意識にウサギが好きなんだよ、きっと。
どうだか。
今度ぬいぐるみとか買ってきてやろうか。
I was just getting into it when Noiz sits up and brings his face to mine. He smirks.
どっちかっつと、あんたがそういう格好してくれる方がいいかな。
え？
それならウサギ好きってことでも別にいい。
Okay.
俺のウサギ姿なんか見てどうすんだよ。
Don't be saying that stuff.
ウサギみたいに扱うんだよ。
Ooh, Yeah, don't say that stuff. Ooh.
ウサギみたいに
Meaning with a collar and cage? Carrots and cabbage?
何想像した？
Ooh. What do rabbits do? Oh my gosh. Noiz smirks deviously. I avert my eyes. No, he got me. The animal that looks away first loses.
いえ特に想像してませんつかそういうのいらねえんで
まあ時間はいくらでもあるし
Yes, we do. We got all the time in the world.
前にも言っただろいろいろ試すってまた噛んでよ
Ooh, okay.
What
Noiz
is it?
says, lightly kissing my lips and then smirking provocatively.
こんなエロ書き
なんとでも
Noiz looks at me with a playful grin as I blush angrily. His smile makes me feel a bit relieved. I was surprised and anxious about how Noiz had changed, but I guess he really is the Noiz I know. He's always calm and likes to tease people. He thinks he knows everything and his behavior is ridiculous. But he's really honest and sometimes he's cute when he acts his age. Each time I talk to him and touch him, I feel more like it's going to be alright. I'm sure everything will make up for the time we were apart. Noiz tends to get people wrapped in his pace right away, and even though I'm older than him, I always end up embarrassing myself. I guess if I had to complain about something, it'd be that, but I want to become someone who can take care of him. Stop him from crashing straight into things and not be freaked out by anything that happens. And I want to help him walk in the light to make up for all the time he spent locked in that dark room. I want to help him enjoy the warmth and fun of this world so we can keep moving forward. So that I can spend even more time making him smile like this. I'd like to watch over him forever. Yay! We did it! Yippee! Yippee! Wow! Okay, what do I have to say? I have a lot to say. I had a lot to say. I had a lot to say during this round. Obviously, this deals with the afterwards of each relationship. That's what reconnect is. But in comparison, oh my gosh, I can't talk. I'm so sorry. In comparison to like Kojaku, who like the worries, the worries of the relationship are mostly just like, oh, we've been friends for a long time, so it's like awkward, and we're both guys. Yeah. So that was like it was more like, how do we deal with like this awkwardness, because we're changing from friends to boyfriends, right? So that was the relationship issue, I guess, is that they were trying to figure out how they become friends to boyfriends, and navigating that, and navigating their feelings that they've had for a long time. Whereas like with Noiz, Noiz is very Noiz is so funny. Also Alba is funny, being like, this youngster, like, oh, to be young again. I'm like, you're not 6 years old, like, please. So Alba's really funny because he likes to act older, which he is older, but he likes to act like far older just because he sees Noiz as much younger. When he thinks so hard and overthinks everything, where all he has to do is say, hey, let me think about it, and let me think about my relationship with Noiz and figure this out. That's all he has to do, but he like freaks out and then makes things all complicated. he has reasonable worries, but it's like if he just talks to Noiz about it normally, it's fine. Also, it's just sorry, it was just like the way in which Noiz is just like, I don't know what else I can say. Obviously, I'm gonna have to like do something else because you're not listening to me. And I'm like, ah! So there's that. What else? Hold on, what else do I need to address? I just think it's just funny because like these two are funny because it's like there's both communication and also not communication. It's really funny. But it's very suitable to Noiz, who like does not, like, up until recently he did not understand pain, so he did not he could not relate to others when they were sad. He doesn't even know what sadness or pain is, so he doesn't know how to relate emotionally as well. So this reconnect ending is him learning that and expressing that, and I'm just like, okay, slay, love that, you know. So yeah, oh my gosh, we finally made it. Okay, I also want to say one more thing. I feel like that route took me way longer than Kojaku's. I felt like that route was way longer. I felt like it had way more text. But I also was talking a lot more because I was losing my mind. But that might be it too. I don't know. Did it feel longer? It felt longer. It felt longer to me. It felt like it took way longer to get to the choices to me. But anyway, besides the point. But okay, that's it for Noiz's route. That was a lot of fun. That was fun. I couldn't stop laughing. They're just so funny. They're so funny. They're such a funny couple. Yeah. So I won't get emotional this time, I promise. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'm just joking. But yeah, that's Noiz's route. So we'll say thank you so much to Noiz. We say goodbye to Noiz in this episode. We finish his route. It was so fun. Even if I took longer than I thought, it was worth. I will. Gosh, I'm gonna be editing a lot. I'm gonna try to include what I can, but I probably cut out a lot. By this point of the video, I probably cut out a lot more than I did in the Kojaku route because they just got down to it. I don't know what to say. So, okay, I think that's majority of what I have to say. Let's see, updates. What was I talking to you guys about? Oh yeah, so, yeah, I'm trying to readjust my schedule. I'm trying to fit in what I can, but you know, right now, again, I work 2 jobs. Again, I don't have to DoorDash anymore, hopefully, is the hope. So that is the goal, because I'm very tired and I would like a little more time to rest, a little more time to myself, just a little more time in general, to also film videos, because that's important to me. So I want to have time for it. Yeah, so even though scheduling is gonna be like a little disjointed, like I might not be able to do it like every Friday, I might not be able to do it every Monday. Amori stays on Wednesdays, hopefully, because that's just a safe day, I guess. But I'll be making it through the rest of Dramatical Murder, of course, the rest of Amori. If I can, there are a couple of games that I did want to finish. There's like a couple of demos I wanted to play for the channel, so look out for those. Hopefully, if I can make more time, we're gonna see how my schedule goes. I just even some of my weekends are like kind of busy. Like when I have like a free like time slot to film, sometimes I just have to take it to rest, and I'm just like, I just have to rest because I'm just so tired. You know, like I mentioned earlier, I think I just fatigue so easily. It's very frustrating, but I have to like take care of my body, otherwise I cannot do anything. So yeah, so that's the update on that. Yeah, just the usual. You know, I gotta work, so that's also part of it too. So what else? No, I think that's pretty much it. You know, the usual. Please follow me on social media at afishplanet on Instagram, Bluesky, TikTok. Check out my Mercari and Ko-Fi. Also at afishplanet. I should be putting up a few more things on those sites too. Not the Ko-Fi, the Mercari. Ko-Fi right now just has a donation pool open. Not required, but if you can donate even like a little bit, I appreciate anything. Because it's tough right now. You know, it is hard for me to pay things. I'm not the only one. Everybody's struggling, but any help is appreciated. Yeah. As much as you can. It's rough out there. It's tough out there. So do your best as much as you can. Please stay happy, stay healthy, stay well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Night night.